You want me to put that on my Tudor?
This one's wife. The Beckhams take the piss. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. The Beckhams, a wealthy duo, prominent and famous, with many fans. They've endured for nigh on 30 years, as back in the mid-90s, David Beckham burst onto the scene as a talented footballer, and Victoria Beckham was a member of the all-conquering Spice Girls. He doesn't play football any longer, but he's involved in football as a consequence of his association with Inter Miami, and she had moved into the world of fashion. They have a family, and they've remained in the spotlight, and they attended the wedding of this one's wife and Prince Harry back in 2018 as seen as prominent members of the Fame Club UK branch. Having the Beckhams attend would always generate interest, and naturally for a narcissist such as this one's wife, having them attend her wedding meant that she would utilise character trait acquisition to make herself look good. But the early friendship that appeared to develop soon soured. It was the case that Victoria Beckham apparently provided this one's wife with a little black book of good hairstylists, etc., and sought to provide her with advice as to the appropriate people that she should go to in London. But things took a turn for the worse, and it would appear that the Beckhams are very much now Team Wales and have nothing more to do with the Prince of Pink Pancakes and his handler. But it would appear that the Beckhams are utilising their sense of humour to take the piss out of the gruesome twosome. Let's take a look at the latest posting by David Beckham to his Instagram. Take a look at this.
Okay, so we've had a weekend of cooking. You've made... Well, you have. I've been watching. So, you've been making lots of jam from the plums. And, look, show us. What have you made? He's very proud, he's proud. David Beck jam.
Original.
How many Beck jams have you made? Look, he's even got his little label machine out. David Beck jam, 1, 2. We've got a whole...
Got a lot.
We've got a lot.
Little cute ones.
Little cute ones. I love you.
Love you.
He's quite the entrepreneur, aren't you, darling?
What?
You're quite the entrepreneur.
We see David Beckham in the kitchen at their Cotswolds property. Victoria Beckham narrates. She explains that they have both been busy, which causes a look and a mention of we from David Beckham, causing Victoria Beckham to correct herself and point out that he's been busy and she's been watching. And what has he been doing? He has been making plum jam. Now, unlike a certain individual in Monty Shit Show, David Beckham has actually been making it himself. Indeed, there are pictures from Victoria Beckham's Instagram that shows him over a pan with the plums inside as he's stirring them. So unlike the Duchess of Delusion, who tried to portray it as if she had collected the raspberries from her own garden and engaged in the jam making herself, when it became clear that it was Soylent Red levels of mass production that were involved, David Beckham has actually been doing it himself. Furthermore, we see that he's labelled it David Beck Jam, which demonstrates a sense of humour, also something that this one's wife struggles with. It's also the case that Victoria Beckham makes reference to being him being quite the entrepreneur, which is clearly said tongue-in-cheek, because he's already hugely financially successful and needn't spread into jams for the purposes of any kind of income. That's a clear jab at this one's wife to suggest that she thinks of herself as an entrepreneur And in effect, what the Beckhams are saying, so you make some jams and you think that you're some titan of industry. It's evident that this is a jibe at this one's wife in relation to jam making and making it seem like it's the route to riches. And it would appear, for instance, that the Daily Mirror agrees that it is mocking this one's wife. The report from Jasmine Allday tells us David and Victoria Beckham have been accused of making a dig at this one's wife and her as ever products. The Duchess of Sussex released her own set of products, including jam and marmalade. The Beckhams were good friends with this one's wife and had reportedly reached out to support her when she first moved to London. Victoria was said to have lent this one's wife her little black book of her favourite hairdressers and stylists, and then further details were released about their friendship, prompting speculation from this one's wife that it was Victoria who leaked the stories. From there, a conversation was allegedly held between Prince Harry and David Beckham. A source explained, Harry was very polite, but it was a pretty awkward exchange, and David was mortified. Inexplicably, this one's wife feared Victoria was behind it. I mean, the idea that Victoria Beckham would be personally ringing journalists to give them a scoop is ridiculous, and that she spoke to Harry about it. David and Victoria went to Harry and this one's wife's wedding in 2018, but relations reportedly soured since then, and it's believed that the couples are not close. It has led some people to speculate that Victoria and David's recent post about their homemade jam was a dig at both their son Brooklyn, who recently made his own jam and, of course, is currently estranged from them, see parts pass him, but also in relation to this one's wife, who has her own range of fruit spreads. A source told the Mail, Victoria's got a very wicked sense of humour. I think the jam video is aimed at Brooklyn for sure, and also is having a pop at this one's wife. This one's wife and Harry must have really pissed off a lot of people. David Beckham spent an afternoon in his kitchen, cooked up some plum jam, and was infinitely more watchable than that with Love Nonsense, one person quipped. Another added, David Beckham has had more interest in his jam, and he's not even selling it. All of this, of course, amounts to a significant burn for this one's wife by way of this criticism. Challenge fuel, as ever, because she's being spoken about, but it's derogatory. And the fact that people have picked up on the fact that what the Beckhams have to say is being interpreted as mocking this one's wife for her jam-based tomfoolery in relation to her Potemkin business. Once again, an individual who had forged some degree of friendship with two far more famous and more successful individuals than her manages to fuck up that relationship with her paranoia, and the result is thereafter that they deem it appropriate to indirectly mock her, which results, of course, in amplification through the press. It shows that despite her attempts to rehabilitate her image and be taken seriously, very few people take this one's wife seriously. She is a figure of ridicule, and she brought it all on herself. She brought it on herself because of her behaviours in terms of how she treats people, how she behaved towards the Beckhams, and also with her ridiculousness of trying to turn into some kind of jam entrepreneur, which just results in people sniggering at her. The outcome? Famous individuals take the piss, demonstrating that people not only don't want to be associated with her when they're famous themselves, but some of them will even take the Michael out of her. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.